I've been on social media for over half of my life. I still remember the good old days of MySpace, reposting quotes on Tumblr, Snapchat before it had any filters, Facebook when it was just for Farmville. Do you remember that? It's no wonder that currently I am just really struggling with social media as a whole because I've just been on it for so long and I literally can't even imagine being someone who grew up with it. Like, at least I grew up where internet wasn't really a thing. I got to kind of experience life before internet and social media. So today I want to talk about my content strategy, kind of what I'm doing to change to make myself want to post on social media again, and how I'm just kind of viewing each platform as a whole. Before I get into the actual video, I just want to say we have an important life update. You can see I have a cage and a cat tree back there. We got a cat the other day. I'll have a video coming shortly of us bringing him home and kind of the first day. It was kind of a spur of the moment thing. Well, spur of the moment meaning I planned on this, went to the humane shelter, and then saw a cat, fell in love with it, and we had to bring it home a few days later. So that's that. He's currently sleeping. Ever since I started talking, he climbed into his bed and went to sleep. This used to happen with Tate too, is that my voice would calm them down, and so I would just keep talking and talking and talking, and eventually he'd fall asleep. And now I'm just someone who talks out loud to my dog all the time. But yeah, if you see some movement, that'll be him. He loves this window and he loves this window. Yeah, let's get into this video. If you're a business owner, you've probably seen a lot of social media gurus. They like to tell you what to do with your business, and I don't really think their advice is always the best. I think for a while, I really was taking to heart what these people were saying and really like stressing myself out over I have to post at least one time a day, every single day. And then once videos became a thing, people were like, post 3 times a day. And it's like, no. I don't have the time or energy to be posting 3 times a day. I'm more under the philosophy of do what you want, because if you're doing something that someone told you to do and you don't really want to do it, you're not going to keep up with it. I think long term, it's better to make the type of content you want to make, to post as much as you want to post, and not really listen to the outside noise of what people are saying on how to run your business, and just do what you want to do. There really are no rules for social media. And if you're struggling to keep up with everything, I encourage you to take the burden off your shoulders and don't post as much. Post what you can do and what you can keep up with, because consistency is key. Taking long breaks in between things isn't really good for any social media. So it's better to just post as much as you can consistently. So if you can only commit to 2 videos a week or 2 posts a week, then do that. And then that's fine, you know? Do what you can do in this season of life, because that's the thing. Things are always changing and circumstances are always changing. So basically, post what you want, when you want, and maybe this will help you get more excited about posting on social media, and then you can increase it or stay with what you're doing. Kind of where I'm at right now is just figuring out what makes me excited about it and what I want to post, and yeah. That leads me right into my next point, is to stop overthinking everything. I'm definitely someone who overthinks, like, should I even post about this? Or is it gonna look good in the feed? Or all these things. I just kind of spiral. And sometimes what will happen is I will accidentally take a whole week off, and then I'm like, it's too long, and how do I explain this? And then I guess the way I would say it is just, you don't have to explain it. Chances are, if you do take a week off, customers aren't gonna notice. And I say that, dude, don't you dare climb up my wall. Hey. Okay, anyways, what was I saying? If you take a break, you don't need to explain it, because chances are your customers didn't even notice. Everyone understands that people need time away from social media. Your customers also need that time away from social media. So they are likely also taking breaks, and they may not have even noticed that you have taken a break. And that's not a bad thing, that's a good thing, because it means your customer is helping their mental health. But also, that's a side tangent, is to always be posting about your work, because if someone is taking a break for a week, they haven't heard about your new launch or anything like that. So you want to kind of talk about your launches and new products more often than you think, because I think that's probably one of the biggest reasons is people don't always see every single thing you post. Side tangent over. Also, stop worrying about the time of day you are posting, because let me tell you, if you follow what people say, it's not guaranteed to work. I usually post on the times that I go on social media. I usually take a break in the middle of the day. Sometimes I will post in the middle of the day on Instagram, and I've seen posts do good and bad. No really rhyme or reason to time of day. TikTok is the one that I do kind of see things perform better if I post it around probably 7 to 9 p.m. People are getting ready for dinner, scrolling on their phone while things are cooking, or after dinner and just, relaxing on the couch. So that's when I'm on TikTok the most, and so that's when I post. I have literally stopped caring about how my metrics are and just started posting because I need to post in order to get comfortable with posting. And if I let myself worry and overthink every little detail, I'm never gonna post. It's never gonna be fun, and I'm never gonna make any progress with this because I just keep getting in my head too much. So definitely stop thinking. Is that the worst social media advice ever? Maybe, but it works for me, and I'm not here for virality on every single post or any post really. I'm just here for making content that I enjoy and want to put out and not stressing too much. I know there are a lot of perfectionists and tired entrepreneurs out there, so this is your sign to just give yourself a break sometimes and let yourself just stop worrying about everything. I know that's easier said than done, but Oh, I'm so glad he's sleeping. He hasn't slept all day. I gotta text my sister, tell her that. Last tip I have is to start getting personal. TikTok is kind of known for where people hang out and share personal details, but my caveat to this is share only what you're comfortable with. There are some people who are sharing some very, very, very personal things on the internet, and I'm not comfortable with that. The way I see getting personal is to just let people see my personality and not edit that out completely. So sometimes in YouTube videos, I will have trouble saying a word, and I have been keeping a blooper reel for that, but sometimes it kind of just fits with the vibe or makes the video a little bit more lighthearted if I include that in there. Like, there's one word that I just really, it was an easy word to say. It's not like a common one that people can't say, but I just could not say it, and I thought it was so funny how many times I struggled over this word, so I kept one of those in. So I think having little bits of that every once in a while is nice. I have ADHD, so I'm not going to edit out every single time I get distracted. I do edit out a good amount of them because sometimes I get so off tangent that I just start talking about something that doesn't even make sense. So I do like to script my videos so that I can kind of rein things in, but sometimes I let myself get too far. Like for this video, I'm probably gonna keep some of the times that the cat made noises or distracted me, but not all of them because it's been a lot already so far. But I guess when I'm looking at Instagram and TikTok, I kind of, for so long, was a business account that I struggled with how much personal stuff I could put in there. Also kind of struggling with, should I even put this on here? Does anyone care? I went from being a very strictly business account to ghosting my whole profile for practically a year from burnout, and then kind of wanting to come back and post personal things, but then not knowing how, and then overthinking it and thinking that this is a business account, I can't share any personal details. And it was this cycle of should I or not. I just didn't really know how to transition from business only content to personal / business adjacent things. So I just stopped posting. Honestly, this year I took like a month and a half off because I just got in my head and didn't know what to do. Instagram really has me struggling out here, overthinking like crazy, and I know other people from the outside don't really care too much. They can unfollow me if they want to, it's fine. So now I'm gonna talk about how I'm taking those tips and applying them to each social media channel. YouTube is honestly the only platform I feel confident in what I've been posting. I kind of just have been seeing what's been working, but also staying true to myself and what topics I want to talk about. And I just kind of feel like I have a good understanding of my audience on YouTube because I guided it to be that way. It kind of is easier for me to come up with topics and ideas for YouTube because I have a good understanding of that audience, whereas TikTok and Instagram, I don't. So on Mondays, I usually post a more polished video where it's more like business advice or graphic design advice or something a little bit more polished. So this is a video that's going out on a Monday, and on Fridays I usually post kind of personal videos. So sometimes I will do like day in the life vlogs where it's still talking about business, or sometimes it's completely not, where I did a day in the life of me planting my garden, because sometimes I do want to sprinkle in the random things that I'm doing or that I'm interested in. And I mean, I'm not going to go full-time vlogging, but it is nice every once in a while to do stuff like that. And I really like this balance because if you're only here for the business stuff, you don't have to watch those videos. But if you want to know more about me, you could watch those videos, and who knows, maybe you'll find something interesting in them as well. I do some designing in them sometimes. time. So it's not like strictly here's what I'm eating and let's make it together or something like completely off kilter. Yeah, I do like those ones because it makes me feel less robotic. I don't think I would want to ever get to a point where I'm only doing business advice 24/7, can never talk about personal things. I just think that would get a little too boring for me. I'm also posting all of my videos to YouTube Shorts that are under a minute. I do hope they get rid of that soon because it's really frustrating to have a video that's like a minute and 5 seconds that you have to go back through and edit down because you didn't realize it was 5 seconds over. And also TikTok wants you to do longer than 1 minute videos. So I'm trying to balance between the both. So sometimes I can't post a video to YouTube and it's frustrating. For TikTok, I don't feel like I need a strategy for this. I just feel like you can post whatever you want. It's a lot easier for me to post whatever I want without feeling like I'm doing something wrong. I feel like you never know what type of video is gonna do well or completely tank. The types of videos I like watching on YouTube are the like sit down story times or kind of the more personal videos, and I don't make any of that content, but I would like to get better at that and maybe do a little bit more of that, but I have no goal in mind of doing X amount of that a week or a month. I just know that in the back of my mind, if I feel like talking one day and I want to make a video, to not shy away from that and just go film it and maybe post it someday. I think honestly I could do some short form videos on TikTok where I'm sitting down and talking about business things. It could be either just clips taken from my YouTube, which I don't really love doing, or I could condense that video and make it into a TikTok video. I am doing some TikTok shop videos on there for affiliate income, but I don't want to come across as salesy because that's the #1 thing I hate about TikTok right now is all the ads you have and people are like, you need to buy this before it sells out. Or I feel so bad for the people who bought this when it was full price. Like, calm down, chill. This is ridiculous. Basically, it's like ads every single video. So I like my videos to look like a video that you would watch regardless if it was an ad or not. It's a coloring video that I would have made regardless of if I could tag the product or not. And I think that's why mine are doing well, is because people are sitting there watching it and being like, oh, this is actually really nice. I'm not shoving this product down their throat and telling them they need to buy something that they don't really need if they don't want to buy it. I'm trying to balance between that and just like normal videos. Currently I'm posting every day-ish. I do sometimes forget. I'm trying to post every day. You know, sometimes life happens and you forget, and it is what it is. It's fine. I'm not really too worried about TikTok. I just don't want to get into a point where I'm not posting for an entire week. I have been going on vacations and spending some time with family, and I don't want my whole mind to be thinking of, oh, I need to post on Instagram and TikTok right now. So I'm fine with taking a day off or a couple days off. I've spent way too much time thinking about Instagram and what I should do on Instagram and if I should just give it up completely. No one should think about a social media app as much as I have. It's ridiculous. So my game plan is to post 3 videos and then a personal post. If I have to skip a day, I can push it back and not really get behind on anything. It also makes the grid look pretty nice. I like that mixture because it's not completely removing me from my account. So I'm still there and people can still get to know me a little bit, but it's not just me 24/7. So I think that will work for now. I also know I shouldn't be worrying about the grid, but I cannot help it. It is a thing that has consumed me for years and I don't know how to get past it. Even when I was trying to do casual like photos of my products every time, I'm still trying to make them look good together. And I shouldn't be doing it, but I am. If I can make the grid look good and post and it's not causing me anxiety or stress because I'm thinking about what it looks like, then I'm gonna keep doing it. If it gets to a point where it has before that I'm thinking too much of, oh, I can't post this because it's not gonna line up, then I will stop caring or trying to stop caring. It's really difficult. Now I want to talk about email. I go in waves of wanting to do email, pretty much just like every social media. One is always my favorite and then the rest kind of go to the wayside and then it like fluctuates. And right now I am trying to figure out how I can bring back email without letting it be something that I could fall off very easily from. I just struggle with doing everything when life gets hard, and right now life has been hard and I'm just struggling with keeping up with everything. So I think I have found a system for email that could work. It has potential to work. Basically what I'm doing is I'm taking a concept that I've already talked about on YouTube and expanding that into an email and then adding some personal elements segments there. So at the very end, I'm gonna have like my reading, recommending, and refocusing. So I can talk about what I'm reading lately and maybe connect with someone who is reading that same book or already read it or wanting to read it. And then recommending either a product or a hobby or just something that's going on in my life that I'm enjoying. And then refocusing is kind of what am I gonna do for the next week to refocus my business and accomplish what I want. So I like being able to share those 3 personal tidbits, and then I share some photos at the very end of like just general cuteness of my dog or kittens I was gonna adopt, or in one of the emails it'll probably be the cat I did just get. I like that mixture in itself, that there is business and personal, so it's not just a stuffy email, you know? The reason I think it'll work is because I am keeping up with the YouTube videos. Really all it means is I have to take what I'm already posting and doing and adding that into a written version. Long term, I would like to get my blog up and running and do that same thing because I used to do that. I'm gonna be honest, running a blog is also very difficult. The only thing is I just renewed it for 3 more years, so I paid a couple $100 for that, and I don't want to let that go to waste. So I have a little spark under my butt right now to get the blog back up and going, because I do get some traffic there from Google and I do get some money from Google ads on my blog. It's very minimal. It's something. I need to just keep up with that. Anyways, that's a tangent. I don't need to talk about the blog for right now, but it's kind of the same concept as the email. Is taking one piece of content and putting it in multiple places. So overall, I'd say the biggest thing I'm changing about social media is my personal opinions on it and what it means as a business, and basically just doing what I want and being okay with that. That's the big part, is being okay with just posting whatever you want. I think it's really easy to feel like you have to put yourself in a box, or you have to stay talking about the one thing you are known for or had been talking about. It's hard to sometimes transition into something else, especially when you're a business owner. It's hard to feel like you can post personal things if you have a business account because you think people are only there for that, but in reality they're there for you, or else they want to be following you. I know none of this was really groundbreaking. Doing what you want, posting what you want, not thinking, nothing really groundbreaking there. But I don't know, something just shifted in the last couple weeks with me that kind of told me to just let it all go. Stop worrying and stop thinking, and I wanted to just kind of talk about that. One of my biggest takeaways is that I don't need a reason to post. If I have a piece of content that I want to post and I enjoy the content and it wasn't made just because, and it was made because I actually wanted to make it, then why not post it? You know what I mean? Just let yourself do what you want. So that's currently what I'm changing with my content strategy. I'd love to know what you're changing about yours, if anything at all, or I guess maybe your opinions on social media at the moment. What are you excited about? What is frustrating you? I'd love to chat more about this with you in the comments. And yeah, I will talk to you next time. Have a great day. Bye.